Alright, so I'm going to do this Retropalooza Houston pickup thing a little differently than I did last year. I'm just going to take the day stuffs because I'll have better memory of where everything was and bought, that I got at least, and just put the two parts together. So this is literally day one. I've been home for a bit, just taking care of some stuff. I do apologize. The bed is a little bit more messier than normal. I had to clean it up before I shot this. That's a whole nother thing here because of some other stuff, but that's over and done with, thankfully. So I'm going to run through my pickups here for this year. There's really not much else to say. I do feel like things are eventually going to trickle down, but I'll still have a decent enough backlog. Whoops. Hopefully that doesn't spoil anything, but yeah, we'll see here. But I still feel like I got quality at this point still, especially with some other series, and you'll see. But let's get into it. First on the docket for 10 bucks, I don't remember who exactly I got this one from, and I paid cash with it, but it was Stuntman Ignition. This was the sequel to the PlayStation 2 game, Stuntman, and, well, I've heard that this is actually a bit of an improvement in some instances over the original game, because I did review the original. It drove me insane, but hopefully this one not as much, but I'll give it a chance and we'll see. But yeah, I was really on a hunt for 360 games, especially with the store shutting down. These next three I got from OK Chief's booth. It ended up being 28 for these three total. I got Golden Axe Beast Rider, which I know about this game's reputation, but I have seen Good Bad Flicks' video on it, so I am willing to give it a chance. Plus, it's in the Sega pile too, as is this next one, Chrome Hounds, which is a mech game and it is exclusive. Oh, looks like, apparently, FromSoft apparently had a hand in this one. I remember when they used to make other games besides Souls-like stuff? Yeah, those were wonderful times. And the last one I got from OK Chief for, well, around that bundle was Cameo. This is a Rareware game. This one had been in development for some time. I never had a proper chance to play it, but I will now after this, and yeah. These next four here I got from Game Exchange, and these were 60 total. The first of this, which is one I've been hunting for a while, Tony Hawk's Downhill Jam, which is 4 bucks. I have been reviewing some of the later Tony Hawk games after the Pro Skater stuff. I have nostalgia playing this one on the Wii with my cousins. I've been trying to get this one for a while. I'm glad I have it. I might even make a video about it because it's actually the Tony Hawk equivalency of SSX. Next up for 10 bucks, I got Soul Calibur 4. And this is the 360 version, because the thing about this is that when it came out, Namco, or Bandai Namco, did a little Star Wars tie-in thingy here. As you can see, that's Yoda on the front, who's playable by default in the 360 version. Oh, this sleeve had it in there. I don't know why. And in the PS3 version, it was Darth Vader. The opposite character was DLC, but you're not able to buy that anymore. And both versions had the main protagonist of The Force Unleashed, because that was the latest Star Wars game at the time it came out. Next up, for about 13 bucks, got Naruto Clash of Ninja Revolution 3 Shippuden. Unfortunately, I could not find the second. I really want to, as I described to some other people there. It's Ninja Bloody Roar. It's made by the people who made Bloody Roar 8, and it plays just like it, like Bloody Roar 3. Except it's got the Naruto ninja stuff. So yeah, I love the first Clash of Ninja, but I need Revolution especially, but I need to find the second one. Next I got for about $27.99 or $28, Crash Mind Over Mutant. This is the last of the Crash games from the 360 era, and the last one before Activision here, who had the franchise, put it on hold. I actually did enjoy Crash of the Titans, but I'll see how Mind Over Mutant goes. Next up, these next ones actually came from 9 Lives Games. The first, and I ended up getting 25 on these both. First, it was together. First is Ratchet & Clank Size Matters. I don't know what the deal is, but I've been on a Ratchet & Clank hunt. I picked up a couple of them from one of my other local shops who was there as a vendor. I'll shout them out when we get to them here, and this may be one of the spin-offs, but it was only, like, I think this was originally a PSP one, but eventually it was ported to PlayStation 2, like some of the other Siphon Filter games, so yeah. Also from Nine Lives games, Little Big Planet on PlayStation 3. I have never played a Little Big Planet game before. I know the community aspect was a bit, but I don't know if that's really up with the servers and all because of that, but there's probably still plenty of other content to keep me busy in there. So yeah. This next one, I don't have an exact vendor for, but I whittled this one down from 10 to 8. Wanted to go 5, because not exactly, but you know what? I still have it in the end. It is 24 the game. It's based off the obviously popular TV show. This was actually made by the Gorilla Cambridge Sony studio, who made Primal and Ghost Hunter. I've not played Primal, but Ghost Hunter is pretty good. So I'm hoping to enjoy this here as well. I've not really watched much of the show. I probably should, but I'm sure it'll give me a taste. Now this next one I got for 15. I don't have the exact vendor again, but it was from his own collection, separate from some of the other stuff. But I was able to whittle it down, especially because I was only getting one important game, really, at the end of the day within this pack. It is the Zone of the Enders HD collection, which does include the demo of Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. But the thing I mainly have with this collection is because it has the first Zone of the Enders remastered. It does have the second, but the second had to get another remastered. Zone of the Enders, the second runner, Mars, or like you can find the remaster on PS4 and Steam, and there's the Metal Gear demo. But unfortunately, like, the first Zone of the Enders was never remastered properly, which I don't understand, but what can you do? This is the other thing that Kojima Productions did, Hideo Kojima, aside from Metal Gear, so yeah. This one I got from Kyle of Houston Retro Gamers. We whittled this down to 20, formerly owned by someone named Scarborough. Metal Arms, Glitch in the System. One of the probably, I guess, other coveted, it's like so many of these other odd-end platformers that are coveted Metal Jesus hidden gems. I don't know. I've never actually played this. I've heard it's really good, though. I am looking forward to playing it, so thanks to him for that. This one I got for 15, down from 20, from MMM. This is Ephemeral Fantasia. PlayStation 2 has a crap ton of RPGs. And this is another one that I didn't have. Oh, look at that. Apparently originally came from someplace in Maryville, Tennessee. I cannot make out the exact address. Oh, there it is. Hastings. Jeez, a sticker. But it's probably been tested. Besides, I can just probably rip or whatever if I need to. This one I don't have the exact name of, but I paid $5 cash for it because it was so cheap. But it completes my Carnival Games collection on Wii. Carnival Games Mini Golf. This is different from the other ones because it's mostly a mini golf game, but you can still win prizes and other stuff like the main ones. So yeah, this one I have the receipt for. I got this one from Retro Madness for 55 from 60, and this is going to be played for Spooky Month. Splatterhouse. I have heard so much about this incarnation, but it's one of those games that has been trapped in Xbox 360 purgatory hell. This is like an updated version of the original classic game, and I think it even has the original as well. Yeah, you can unlock all 3 original games. So yeah, so it's really like you're getting a bundle as well, so it evens it out. I whittled this one down from 25 to 20 with exact cash. I mentioned a Ratchet and Clank game earlier. Now I have Jak and Daxter: The Lost Frontier. This was actually the last in the main series. Also, I believe originally a PSP game before getting PS2, or maybe, I can't remember, but this was the last Jak and Daxter game. Because now I practically have all of them except Jak X. That might be an emulation story. Okay, we'll see. These next one I got for, let's see, let me count, 23. Got 45 on all these from Retro Cart. Yep, Andy from Retro Cart was back, and I got more 360 goodness. First I got Forza Motorsport 4. This is actually the full edition, because previously I only bought the Essentials edition, which was a trial version, but This is the full game here. It has the play disc and a content install disc. And there's a code there that I don't even know if it's good anymore, but who gives a damn there. Here's an early 360 game, though. This is Fusion Frenzy 2. This is a sequel to Fusion Frenzy, which was the main party game as a launch title for the original Xbox. That was made by Blitz Games. This was made by Hudson, the people who made Mario Party. I've only played the demo of this from aeons ago, so it'll be nice to see how that plays out. Then, because the definitive edition is actually this, especially played on an Xbox One and on, and not in the collection where there's some liberties and things taken, Ninja Gaiden 2 with the slipcover. I've never actually played anything beyond the original Ninja Gaiden, so this should be interesting. And yeah, this was the last one Tomonobu Itagaki had involvement in before he was gone from Team Ninja. The last one for the Wii Pile 20, this is Donkey Kong Jungle Beat New Play Control. Nintendo did a lot of these New Play Control where they took old GameCube games like this, Mario Power Tennis, and Pikmin 1 and 2, and technically Metroid Prime 1 and 2, but those are only available in the Metroid trilogy, and they basically gave them Wii controls. And the original GameCube version of this lets you use the DK bongos. My goodness, there's a lot in here. Oh, and I forgot, it does actually have it comes with a reversible cover, which is basically the full art without this, so I'm gonna switch it over because I like my reversible arts, and honestly, I like this when they don't interfere. Now that is much better, my friends. Picked up these two from Smash Cafe for 15. Got Little Big Planet 2 Special Edition. Not much to say there. And I also got Ratchet & Clank here, the PS4 version, which is basically a reimagining of the original PlayStation 2 game, which itself is tied into the not so good movie here that came out at that point by all accounts, but that's beside the point. And finally, from Movies and Games Galore, where I picked up Ratchet & Clank, Future Tools of Destruction and a Crack in Time, I got Into the Nexus. Yeah, it was that much, and the no manual thing, it's not because there was not a manual, it's just, well, you can see they just did the inner thing. It never came with a manual when it first released. Did have a little code for Quest for Booty, but that's not here, obviously. So that's the first day. Second day should be up tomorrow, so yeah. Well, tomorrow is now today, ladies and gentlemen. Day 2 of Retropalooza Houston has come to a close, and I've got more pickups. Not as much as the past part, but you know what? I mean, I still got some quality stuff, and I got a bunch of good deals, so that's really what matters the most at the end of the day. So I got these first 3 from RetroCart. This ended up, let's see, that was 40, that was 15, that remained 5, so these ended up being 60 for all of these 3 total. The first is Lupin the Third, the Treasure of the Sorcerer King, which is one of the only Lupin games that ever got localized. I'm gonna scoot up here, and yeah, this is when it was airing on Adult Swim. It's my camera would focus on that, please. Okay, yeah, you can see it right there either way, but yeah, this one is kind of becoming a bit of a pain to get for a decent price, so you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm glad I got a deal there. 15 in the deal, I got Torque Prehistoric Punk. This is an exclusive game that is a platformer for the OG Xbox. Yeah, this was originally supposed to be published by Microsoft, but it ended up being published by Ubisoft. Punks. Yeah. And for $5 here, UFC Ultimate Fighting Championship Tap Out. There were 2 of these UFC games on the Xbox, and both of them are exclusive. This next one here I got for $10. It is Flipnik Ultimate Pinball. It's a different kind of pinball type of game. Let's just say it's not your basic pinball, kind of a Tetris World sort of thing going on here. Okay, maybe not that much, but yeah. Okay, these next two, I got this from Movies and Games Galore here for $25. It's Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, which is a spin-off in the Fire Emblem series and is basically like Dynasty Warriors, but with Fire Emblem stuff. And I got, for $15 from Game Exchange, Donkey Kong Barrel Blast. This was originally supposed to be on the GameCube and use DK bongos, but they ported it to the Wii. It got very much crapped upon, but I've actually heard it's not that bad, so yeah. Okay, I got these in a deal. This next one I got for $25 in this deal. This is actually a sealed copy of Secret Agent Clank for the PlayStation 2. You actually see on the side here, GameStreet.ca. Yeah, this is, they had like 5 of these. The seller I got this one stuff next few pickups from this and the next 2. I don't get it. And I think they must have bought the stock out from there, and, yeah. Then, this ended up being $15. Sengoku Basara Samurai Heroes. This is the only technically 3rd, but this was not one of the only 2 ones localized. If things play out like I expect they do, and Vic Mignogna makes yet another appearance at Anime Matsuri, it's possible I get this signed, because he did do a voiceover in this. But beyond that, I'm just trying to get this because I do like the series here. You may remember the first game is Double Kings. Yeah, they dropped the localization and just adapted it properly. And this one ended up being 10. This is Primal, which was made by Gorilla Cambridge, who made Ghost Hunter and 24 the games, so yeah. Oh, no, that card's loose. Okay, got these 3. These ended up being 28 total for these 3 PS3 games from Wizard Games, or I forget the exact name, but I know him there. I've seen his stuff. Got Starhawk, which is a spiritual successor to the game Warhawk, but it actually has a proper single-player mode in it, so yeah. Got Killzone 3. Very nice, clean copy, though, here. Like, especially the disc. Like, this disc is practically in mint friggin' condition, I tell ya. But yeah, I'm just gonna get the other Killzones separately. The Killzone 2 there was missing the manual, and then got God of War Ascension, which is a prequel in the God of War franchise. The disc was a little dirty. It was clean to be a bit better, but yeah, and no really major manual. And who even needs the pass, because yeah, it's single player primarily. These next few I got from RetroCard. I actually rebought one that I had from Smash Cafe. This copy of Ratchet and Clank here, we worked out a deal on, so it ended up being like, well, it ended up being like 7, because the total for this was 42. This disc was actually cleaner. Like, much cleaner than the other one I got here. I should have waited and checked there first, and I looked up the other side, because yeah, I'm just gonna trade this one, plus the case wouldn't snap, so I'm gonna just trade this old one in the trade pile when I go into my local shop. Yeah. Beyond that, we got a Little Big Planet karting. This just remained 5. I am getting all the Little Big Planet stuff, I tell you. It's a franchise I never had a chance to check out. And the big one here, my only GameCube pickup, but I made it count. Baten Kaidos Eternal Wings in the Lost Ocean. Yes, I know there was a remaster of this on the Switch, but it does not have the English voice acting. On top of that, I have to import for a physical, so I'm gonna settle for this one here. It is complete, thankfully, and for 30 bucks, I can't argue with that. That's right, good there. This one I got from Triple M once again. This is Killzone Shadowfall. We worked this out to be 7 bucks. So I got the 3rd and 4th Killzones, but I do not have the first two. I just need to get those. I can just get those separately and it'll all be fine. And the last one to top it off, again, Kyle from Houston Retro Gamers here, hooked me up with this for 30. Splatoon 3 for the Nintendo Switch. I have never played a Splatoon game in my life, and this was the easiest one I could find, so we're gonna see how this one goes. And those are all my pickups for Retropalooza Houston 2024. Hope you enjoyed, and if there's anything you may want to see reviewed or streamed, sound off, and we'll see what we can do. So until next time, bye everybody.